You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. Feels good to be reunited. Reunited and it feels so good. Don't look at me like that, Lone. I already
Double
saw
LP
you.
world excited.
No, man. My man Jay Moore is in the building with the bear on this. I see you, brother. I see you expensive. What's good, my man?
No,
How are
this
you?
is not. This is. I picked
I ain't
this
trying
up
to blow the spot up.
at a thrift shop.
That's Paddington.
Yeah. So that's all that is. But yeah, just still moving out here.
Okay.
Trying to stay cool in the summertime. That's the best you can do.
My man, that's wisdom.
Yeah.
My man Lonegevity in the building. How are you, sir? Gang.
Doing all right, man. Thank you for asking.
Like that one.
The same as same every week,
I like
man.
that one.
So,
I'm excited, man. My man is back, man. After a small, very small hiatus of grown folk business, my man DJ Jay Diff is back in the saddle. How are you, sir?
Salutations,
Good
man.
to see you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm back to restore
Man,
balance in the force.
lots done happened in the forest the last couple weeks, my brother.
Yeah, it's
You know what I'm
good
saying?
though. It's good. It's good.
Good to see you. Glad everything is well with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about some things while you've been gone.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of comments, man. TikTok and Instagram.
Keep bringing them comments on. We appreciate them.
I've been getting text messages.
Even the angry ones. Those
Yeah,
are my favorites. Quite
we
honestly.
had a lot of angry ones this last week.
People want to fight Jay
People shaking
Moore.
their
And,
fist.
Yeah,
Man,
honestly,
man.
I didn't know there were so many people who loved Bone Thugs and Harmony.
man, people want to fight
Come on,
Jay
man.
Moore. They want to use
If anything happened while I was gone, I definitely agree with that. And we've discussed it openly on the podcast.
Yes.
Since we've been in business,
Yes.
that the Art of War is indeed trash.
I disagree.
And
Somebody tried to say, well, if I could teach the world or whatever that song.
that is trash.
They won a Grammy. I was like, we don't.
Y'all so
That's
If you
trash.
listen to this show, we don't care nothing about what won a Grammy. That doesn't
that's
validate anything
complete-
artistically to us.
Utter just cow bung,
Well,
essentially. Yeah,
I'll
that
stand on
album's
the
trash.
island.
You don't
not
even
great.
like that album.
I ain't saying it's the greatest. I'm just saying y'all just dismiss it. Come on, man. Cut it out, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I
You
feel-
just be in the car, just listen
Is that
to
what
Art
it,
of War.
I just listened
You
to it.
just celebrate both whole
No, you
discs.
didn't.
That's cap, ain't it?
You have not listened to that
I
album
haven't.
probably since it came out.
I haven't.
And you were in high school then.
Man, it got me there. But nah, man, I think sometimes people see the clips and I guess the whole conversation would help you put it into perspective. But hey, keep commenting. We like that. Keep just like and subscribe, man, when you pull up.
People
That's all we ask.
people enjoy to people feel empowered to have a voice, especially against people they don't necessarily know.
That's the era we in.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a lot of people be in the comments and they'll say stuff like, well, how dare you say this about a legend? I'm thinking, well, how dare you say this to me?
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
That's a bar. That's
Like-
a bar right there.
As far as, we're probably, when you listen to podcasts or talk about hip hop, about music in general, I don't think it gets more fair than what we do
I
here.
know, because we'll have an entire segment where we'll talk like about Timbaland, and then the next week we'll be praising him for something completely different. It's not.
We've torn Nas apart.
Just to build him right back up when he drops
and,
it.
and I'm excited about the fact that they announced that Magic 2 is coming.
We're a critical hip hop show. That's what we do.
Yeah, I've said I got on here and said I don't know if it was Carter 4 or 5, one of them. Neither one of them I cared much for, and I said, look, I am completely bored by a Lil Wayne album, which is something I've never said before. But then
I remember
when he was jumping on a bunch of features again.
Yep, he was killing it.
He's getting on AZ and Lloyd Banks.
True.
Maybe not Lloyd Banks. I can't remember. I just remember he did a bunch of features with people I did
Tyler?
not see him doing features
Popped
with.
out on Tyler and killed it.
And I'm thinking, okay,
Yeah.
maybe he's left some of these drugs alone, because I can say there's a different clarity to his performance on, so like I said, I'll talk bad about somebody's album if it's worth bad talking about.
So let
Exactly.
me ask this: with the release or the picture that was on the IG story that was posted by Nas with Magic 2, I believe is what it will be called. I'm assuming by Hit-Boy with the production. I was in a conversation with someone that said the excitement is not there anymore, but I'll run it. And this is as it relates to Nas, because he's quote unquote not aging that well, because he's putting
What do
out
you
so
mean?
much. Because he's putting out so much music. Now to that I said I disagree, because I found heat on all three of the King's Disease albums that we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the first Magic was cool, but even if the anticipation is not like a 96 Nas anticipation, I am excited to hear what direction that he goes into, especially with him and Hit-Boy.
I kind of feel like he's in a renaissance right now. To
Okay.
where he has something built up that he has to get out, and he's scratching the itch, but he's still searching for it. It's like he's still searching for that high that he felt when he first came into the game. And I think it's good, honestly.
Let me ask you this then, and this was presented as well in the conversation. Someone alluded to it's like Mike with the Wizards.
No,
Do you
it's
think
not.
that's a fair assessment?
No, that's not a fair assessment.
You don't think so?
Because he's still shooting the lights out
Okay.
for the gym. I mean, he's gotten Grammy nods.
It's like LeBron coming back to the Cavs.
Yeah.
You think that's a better?
It's more accurate.
You know, because this is the thing. Like, I don't want to say it's just like Jordan with the Wizards, but you know, Jordan played 82 games when he was 40 years old and still was an all-star.
It was.
So in a way, I can see that because I still look at Nas as like if you're going to put it in terms of sports, Nas is still is back to form and putting up all-star numbers.
Nas is still going to the deep into the playoffs in the finals.
Yeah.
I can't say that about the Wizards necessarily.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this Nas run to me is him just being energized, and it might be the youthful production he's using with Hit-Boy. I don't know, but
I feel it strikes me more of with the sports analogy, right? It strikes me more of, you know, wins the first round going into the second round. Like that's what I'm getting from Nas now, because the projects as a whole don't slap like top to bottom like they used to, but you can tell he's still nice, and he and Hit-Boy have great chemistry. So that's what I look forward to, regardless of if it's Wizards or
I mean, it's consistency though.
Right. The King's Diseases, I found heat on all of them and enjoyed something about each and every one of them.
His only miss that he's had since he's been on this run is when he started it, and that's was when it dropped with Kanye.
That was trash to me.
And that's because it was rushed.
Yeah,
and
that was trash.
every album that came out in that time had 7 songs on it.
Yep.
And the sound wasn't polished.
Yeah.
But he still had a couple of joints on there.
Yep.
Yeah. I've never been a huge Nas fan. I just haven't. So
A lot of people haven't.
You know, I can appreciate him for what he's been doing, and I can look at this objectively and say everything that he's released in the last 5, 6, 7 years has been good material.
Mm-hmm.
But to that point, the person is making of them not being super interested in Nas's work, I'm not. But it doesn't mean that he's not putting out good stuff. He just doesn't make stuff for wherever I'm at right now, and maybe that's where this other person and other people are as well.
Yeah, and it could be, and it's you know, within that conversation, it wasn't a diss. It's just more of a comparison. Like, if you want to just do a comparison, Nas is a person that's just so legendary. I got to check him out. Even when he drops, I have to see what direction he's going in. And his work with Hit-Boy makes me feel like it's worth it. Like, there's nothing that they've done where I'm like, all right, I already know this is going to be mid or it's going to be mediocre.
It's safe.
It's safe. It's very safe. It's very safe.
Yeah. I mean, when we talk about have the conversations about him picking beats,
right,
with him using Hit-Boy, you can't make that assumption or that statement any longer because he's using one of the hottest out.
Yeah.
So if anybody comes in and says he's not picking good beats now,
can't use that.
Essentially, it's almost just like, well, just say you don't like Nas,
right?
You know?
Yeah, we said that it's a lazy argument to make in 2023.
Yeah,
I agree. I love the direction that Hit-Boy takes him, or vice versa, however you want to.
And it's a symbiotic relationship because honestly, just because Hit-Boy's name is on something doesn't mean I'm going to run to it. When I see Hit-Boy and Nas, I've listened as soon as midnight hits. I'm gonna listen. I'm on that. Yeah,
because Hit-Boy did the Games last album, and it didn't fare as well as this whole Nas series is doing. So.
I agree.
I was just going to make a joke. I mean, listening to Hit-Boy, you're not really ever sure if you're really listening to Hit-Boy.
I see what you did there.
Well.
I see what you did. That's facts, too.
That's if you know, you know.
Yeah, that's if you know, you know. Yeah.
But we'll keep it moving from there.
A lot of producers you can say that about.
Yeah.
That's another bar, too. Yeah. We ain't going to go down that road, though, but well
we already
played,
have.
though.
Go back in our catalog.
I don't even know the number. I love to reference it.
Just search the Il Brown episode.
Hey, shout out to
Il
Il Brown, man.
There's that one.
That boy has an interesting story associated with that. So shout out to the homie.
Did y'all ever have a rapper come to y'all school or like an artist?
Not where we from. I can remember. I could be wrong, but
we had so it was a group. They had a song on the Nutty Professor soundtrack called "Come Around."
Dose of Soul.
Dose of Soul.
Yeah.
So they were actually from here.
Okay, I like that record.
Yeah. So they came to my high school around the time that came out. What's the name from the Coop?
Oh, Boots Riley.
Yeah, Boots Riley came to my high school.
Wow,
too.
that's incredible.
Yep. Well, one of his cousins went to my high school,
Okay.
so that was kind of the
Did
connection.
the school know he was there?
Yeah, because it was actually during like we had some called Waleed and like Black History Week.
Okay.
So we would have a week's worth of events, and then we have like a conference the last day, and he was in one of the rooms for the conference.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. I
That
mean,
is
because
dope, though.
I know in St. Louis, of course, not to my suburban school, but I remember like it was a big deal, like Public Enemy or Chuck D.
Dang, how
I
you
did
missed
see
that?
them. I seen
Chuck D came to school. Like they didn't tell nobody because they didn't want people from other schools leaving to
Yeah.
come see Chuck D. But that happened in the 90s. So.
he came
I ain't
to
mad at that.
Arlington. Chuck D was at Arlington.
Okay.
I went to see him at Arlington one time.
Okay. Were
Shout
you supposed to be
Shout
there?
out to Chuck D
Yeah,
popping
because
up
it was
at school.
after school hours.
Okay.
So it was something that was going on after school.
You just rolled up in the spot.
Absolutely.
No. I'm just asking because like apparently there was somebody in.
Mike Pence.
Oh,
That's who came to your school?
When I was working in elementary school
Oh,
in
wow.
Anderson, he came in. That's
Well-
the only person I can think of.
That
I mean, we
sucks.
had definitely saw a story where and I don't know how she makes it on the show every week, but somebody said, "Hey, you know what would be cool for us to bring to a school? Sexyy Red."
Yeah, that's terrible.
did y'all see
Then
the
she
video?
walked in and gave the whole
It
place
flipped
the
off.
finger.
She flipped him off, and then she like threw up like some sort of gang sign or
Yeah.
something.
She's just a terrible human being.
No, look, can we just look?
How long is this minute of is this going to be a minute or is this going to be a couple minutes?
I don't know. I just know that whoever is involved with saying, "Hey, let's bring Sexyy Red to a school," needs to be put on immediate suspension, if not
She ain't even
fired.
sexy.
I'm not going to go
Let's just
there.
get that out the way.
I'm not even going to go there.
Don't bother me.
But I will say, like it's okay that some people just can't be role models.
Yeah,
And
she's-
Sexyy Red
Wasn't
just not a
school?
role
Wasn't
model.
that video? Wasn't that her previous? Like, wasn't that her school that she
I
returned
don't
to go
care
back
if
to?
it was her school.
She said she said she didn't perform. She went there to give
Shoes or
girls
something?
money for bundles
Oh, that's right.
and the boys money for fades for prom. Why they got to be getting bundles? Why can't they just get their hair done?
No, because
So I'm guessing this is an old video then.
It happened
No.
earlier this year, like right before school let out, I guess.
Yeah, it's
And
making
maybe the
making
video just started
its way
making this.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Long, would you go to a high school and give out bundles? Money for bundles?
I don't even know what a bundle is. What's a bundle?
Never mind. Don't even worry
It's
about
like when you buy a CD and you get like a T-shirt.
No, I don't think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's
It's
Yo,
what Travis Scott tries to
some
do.
stuff
It's
you
like,
get from the beauty shop.
That's what I figured, but I
put
don't
some
know.
extensions in your hair.
Okay, that's where I was leaning towards, but
Yeah.
I'd never heard.
Get you. You don't want the yaki though.
I don't know.
That's the cheap extension. So I wonder what kind of extension she was paying for.
Well,
What it
she
said.
clearly got the money. She
Probably the
showed
Virgin
she,
Indian is probably what she was putting the bill for.
she got the
probably.
bread. She show you. So
Probably,
you know she got the money.
yeah.
And what was funny was the dude on the microphone was like, I told y'all not to come running out here as soon as she came out here.
We're closing it down.
All right, Joe Clark.
I know. Expeditiously. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
these young ladies in hip hop are not making a good name for themselves this week. I seen Sexyy
in England.
acting a plum fool
I'm talking about a plum.
in England.
Who is Sexyy?
Sexyy is
She's the one who tried to act like she was being sexually assaulted by 𝐏𝐃𝐂𝐃𝐄𝐀𝐃.
yeah, that chick.
You remember that?
You know her if you see her.
Maybe.
No,
Or
you
if you're
won't.
here-
You might not know. You might
won't know.
he
if
might
you
not.
see her.
He might not, but she's out in public saying she wants to get her scratched.
In London.
No, she said stretched.
No, it sounds like she said
But
scratched.
she doesn't seem to
me.
speak that good of English, so.
Well, she probably doesn't, but it sounded like scratched.
She said
Either or. She said it loud in
We're gonna
public.
edit this segment.
Yeah.
she was like, we out here trying to.
Yeah,
How can I? Yeah, I can't even edit that.
Yeah, we can't even really.
And the thing about it is there's people out there that are saying that she should have the right to say what she wants, and people need to stop policing black women.
Yep.
Black women, we're not going to group them together like that because
you.
they shouldn't. We shouldn't associate being a black woman with that kind of behavior.
Facts.
She does not represent what a black woman is.
Thank you.
She represents what she's on. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that clear the air on that.
Well, I think
Her is just terrible, and it's embarrassing to me and to I'm sure a lot of other people because there's no reason for you to act like that.
Well, I mean, we can say that for almost all entertainers. They can say, "Well, why?" Okay, well, I'm gonna play white devil's advocate.
Uh-oh.
because someone could say, well, there's no reason why Flavor Flav should act like that. There's no reason why Busta Rhymes has to be so like all, like ostentatious and loud, and so there's always going to be an argument because anytime black people do anything, because unfortunately we don't get to be individuals sometimes. Whenever we do something that some people consider to be outlandish or embarrassing, it's like, oh, don't make us all look bad. It's like they're not making us all look bad. They're making that person look bad. Because that's one of the things that is really great about being white in America is like when you do something stupid, you're stupid.
That's it. That's where the buck stops.
When you're a school shooter, you're a school shooter.
Yeah,
kind of.
But when somebody black does something out of pocket, like we all have to answer for it.
Why you say kind of, Lon?
We shouldn't have to answer for it
because every single week I get called Eminem.
Oh, dang, got me
or
there.
I get called, like I understand what you're saying, and there's definitely validity to that. But there are subsects of white groupings that people will stick white people in, depending on where they're at as well. It's just so happens that typically black people in general is just one full subsect.
Yes,
a lot of times, but there's still stuff,
especially on mainstream media.
Yeah, but I get put into categories all the time.
You do. We see it.
So, I mean,
we laugh.
And I have for a long time, so it's what it is. But to me, it is also funny. Not that I have any voice in this, but like from a hip hop perspective, that's the way I look at it. Is like we have a whole bunch of goofy hip hop people right now,
right?
And a lot of them happen to be with
hip hop. See, that's the
well,
whole
who
thing
is she?
too, because we group everything under the hip hop umbrella.
But she's going to be associated.
She was ignorant before hip hop became a part of her persona, so to speak.
What does she do?
But she
raps and she
really
does OnlyFans type activities.
But Terry, though, when it's all said and done, she's going to be associated with hip hop. Fair or not?
That.
You know what I'm saying? She's going to be associated. It's so easy because any of these people, the young people, right, that just do.
I guess she was on the Love and Hip Hop show too.
Right. Like if you do XYZ to get on, quote unquote, via YouTube or via TikTok or whatever, if it has anything to do with rapping or cadence or something, you're going to be lumped in as hip hop. Today, am I wrong?
That's crazy.
Well, no, because the first time I saw, I was somewhat aware of Sexyy, because like I said, I don't watch hip hop. At least not anymore. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to watch it. When I worked at PBS and NPR, I was around seriousness all day, and so Monday night for an hour, I just need a little bit of ratchet in my life.
Hey, when Joe Budden and Consequence was fighting, I was watching.
I'm not in that place now, so I don't subscribe to any of this foolishness. But it's crazy. I didn't realize it was a song Sexyy did with Sexyy Red. And I call it like gas station rap, where women just rap real raunchy in gas station parking lots. And I didn't realize.
Where is this gas station? Let's find it.
Probably Indianapolis.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, well played.
But
well played. That's well played.
They shot a couple videos last week during Black Expo.
Yeah.
No, let me stop.
that was foul.
That was unnecessary. Shout out to the Black Expo.
That was foul. That was foul.
But this is just kind of a thing now to where like when I listen to it, I'm like, is this supposed to be? I can't see if it's a parody or they're being silly, because
the parody works.
You play it and it works.
That's it. Lone.
That's what's so disturbing to me is like I hit when that Shibuya song came out. I'm like, okay. I didn't think that song was going to go anywhere.
I know why that song did. It's because
it's July now, and now I can't, and it still has to be played 2 or 3 times.
The reason why that song made it is because it was one of those songs. It's one of those songs that people did when they were kids and they were playing jump jack and hopscotch and all that type. So it's a playground song. Yeah. Everything that's catchy catches on.
That's true. But see, I also listen, like, this is the thing. I listen from a technical standpoint, and like I'm like, well, when is the song going to start? Because it sounds like an intro for a song for 3 minutes.
The pop culture hip hop stuff, pop culture hip hop, which is kind of fused together right now. All that stuff is just so lowest common denominator across the board. It's just, it like hurts me to even like pay attention to it.
The vibration is very low.
Super low.
Talk about The Good Doctor, man. He sat down with Kevin Hart on his interview series. Dre don't pop out too much, so I was actually pleasantly surprised when I saw him in a sit down.
That show's on Peacock, I believe.
I believe it is on Peacock. Interesting comments about the state of hip hop coming from him, which I actually think was worded perfectly, but we can read it and then see what you guys think. So he says, anybody that's talking about the state of hip hop right now, when you're talking about it from a negative place, sounds like somebody's effing grandfather. He would continue to say, it is what it is. Hip hop is evolving. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it all the way 100 with you. Some of the expletive, most of this expletive, I don't like. I don't listen to a lot of that expletive, but I'm not hating on it. I'm never gonna hate on it.
Why?
What you mean?
Why?
Why say that, or why
shouldn't
not
you hate on stuff that sucks?
Yeah.
I used to, but I had to stop, man, because it's too much energy.
Why? Because people look at you funny if you hate.
No, it's just I'd rather put the energy into something that I like.
I can agree with that.
I don't 100% believe you on that. Because
I used to be terrible.
If an album comes out, whether you like it or not, you're gonna make a statement about it on Facebook.
It depends on what the album is. Like Killer Mike, I'm gonna keep praising that because I think it's phenomenal.
But no, we're talking about what you hate though.
Not like I used to be bad. Like you won't see me. I don't even like. When's the last time I commented on? I can't even name half of the rappers. If we being honest, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to be.
Maybe you did get a little better.
Yeah, I used to point them out and be like, "Oh, this is bad and it's killing the culture." And I don't even care, bro. Like I can't control that.
I care to a certain extent.
Did you see what he said there?
What?
I don't even care.
Yeah.
So, what I would say to that, and I know this is getting sidetracked a little bit, but not really.
Okay.
Is that it's one thing to comment on something that like hits you,
Right.
than to go out of your way to comment on something.
Agree.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to listen to anything intentionally and be like, man, I can't wait to hate on this.
Right.
But if something crosses to me and then I am forced to share my opinion on it, I am not going to lie about what I feel about something simply because I don't want to be labeled a hater.
I like that. I like how you broke that down. If it comes so situational, right? So you're speaking more situational. If it's within the midst of a conversation, something comes across your quote unquote desk or whatever. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Then we address it and then we tell our honest opinion about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying.
And if it comes across as hate, then okay.
Yeah, I don't care about that part because one of my favorite bars ever is Commons. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating.
Right. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
hate takes a lot of energy, and to just say like, nah, this is nothing for me. That's not a lot of energy to me. It's only if I dwell on it.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it. I don't know.
What you think about what he said,
Well,
Terry?
I mean, it can be taken a few ways because we can say it's evolving or we can say it's devolving.
I think it's devolving.
That's a good
Because
one.
when we just like the segment we just had earlier when we're talking about
Shorty Red. Is that her name? Did I get it?
Scary Red
So, yeah.
Is this?
What is her name?
I don't
Sexy-
forget.
Sexy Red.
Scary. I like Scary Red.
and
Scary
and Sexyy, are they really evolving the culture
No.
of hip hop? No, they're not. That's why I hate generalizations. We can stick to saying that we don't like this, not be considered haters, or somebody that's saying, you don't like the way hip hop is going, it's got to evolve. Well, it's not evolving, it's devolving in a sense if you're not up on what you need to be up on. And unfortunately, the stuff you need to be up on isn't the stuff that's placed at the forefront of hip hop for the masses to see. People like us, we can find that. We know what to listen to. We know where it's at if we need to find it. But as a whole, as a collective, and as the most popular version of what we call hip hop,
Right.
it is not the evolution of it, in my personal opinion.
Exactly.
It's just not.
It's not where it came from.
No, it's not.
And I don't think
Because they don't even respect where it was at or how it got to where it's at. So how do you call that an evolution?
I don't think what you just said, there's nothing about what you just said I would deem as hate. I just think it's a fair assessment built around your personal opinion as to how things have de-evolved. Like,
And
there's
even if-
nothing that's hate. But I'm not saying that you care. I'm just saying
'cause
the way that you presented it, there's nothing that says hate about
So I
that.
pulled up the definition for devolve.
Okay.
Be split into, which goes to your point, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're splitting. It's like it's splitting here. One form is going this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then the stuff that we still think that there's plenty of stuff that is evolving continually.
Agreed.
But a lot of the stuff in the mainstream is it's going some other place. And it went to pop culture, and now pop culture is evolving, if you will, into whatever it's evolving into right now, and it's different.
I just like the reason I like how he worded this outside of the conversation about evolving versus devolving. I just like that it doesn't sound like it's not get off my lawn-ish. It's just
I don't
take it that way. I really didn't. That's why I liked how he worded it.
But
You see what I'm saying?
But I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I guess the angle that I'm going to come from, and maybe it's just, you can say it's old head stuff. People can say that, but
No,
it's
that's
like,
cool.
But to me, it kind of seems like it's just like the safe thing to say.
It is. That's exactly what it is. Because, I mean, look what he's calling it.
With
what you had to pretty much censor yourself from saying is what he's calling it.
Yeah.
But then he says, "But I'm not hating on it."
Right.
But you just called it poop.
Yeah.
I like
Essentially.
poop. Yeah.
No,
You called it poop because that's what it is.
Right.
But I'm not hating on it.
Because
everybody likes to take a good poop.
Yeah.
Hey.
Because if we look beyond the words and beyond what he's saying, like beyond what he's like physically saying with his mouth, he's still saying the same thing.
Yeah, he is.
You can absolutely say that he's hating, quote unquote, with that.
He's just not sticking his middle finger up while you're saying it.
Is it fair to say that his assessment of poop could just be looked at as his opinion?
It is his opinion.
All right.
That's just the fact of the matter. That is his opinion. I just feel
but
like
you feel like he's basically saying it without saying it. And it's the safest route. Is that
it's the safest route because he also in the same conversation that he was having with him, and he took another safe approach. He could have worked with Michael Jackson and Prince, and he didn't do it.
He did say that
because he took the safe route. He said he didn't know what to do if he were to work with him. But why not try?
I would have jumped out there. I don't care. Maybe if I'd have failed, and it would have been recorded, and that's all right.
But back to the poop. He's absolutely hating on it.
Okay.
He's just making it sound better. He made it sound fly.
Yeah.
So that he's not losing fans, so to speak, or whatnot. He's treading lightly.
And he
you think Dre's worked?
No, he
y'all
doesn't
think
wanna
Dre's
seem
worried
old
about
either.
fans?
He doesn't want to seem
old.
like
But do y'all think he's worried about that as Dr. Dre
apparently
now?
he is.
Yeah.
I mean, because we can literally watch this. You know what I mean?
No, I mean
No, because I remember the thing is you'll get a different reaction when you ask from Snoop, because like he said, I remember him being on one of his shows, and he said, "Man, they tried to have me rapping like the Meek." He was like making fun, and then he's like, "Man, I don't rap like that." Like he was saying, I don't think he was mocking them, but he was like, "What that is, that's not what I do."
That. Yeah, I don't do that.
But I think also, man, there's look, a lot of people in hip hop, they don't want to seem old, even though they are old. And Dr. Dre's older than me, so I know he's old. And it's okay. The overall culture is devolving to a certain point. The pop culture part of, because it used to be there was a certain level of flyness to it. Whether you didn't like the puffy, the bling era, there was a certain level of flyness to it. Now it's almost like how low down and raggedy can we be and still, make it on TV and get our money. And I don't care what you say. People are like, oh, you can't, they want to talk bad about these women, but like, who are doing these records, and we talked a little bit about it earlier, but I don't believe this is like, they just, like I said, they're offering artists and they're taking the 50 pieces of silver to get on and say anything just that makes the culture look raggedy.
What can make me famous with the least amount
of work,
effort and work involved? Whatever the formula is to get to that path so I can pop off and get this bag, that's the route I'll take.
Yeah, that's what's most important nowadays.
Yeah, it's about the bag.
Because these record companies don't have the time or the energy to foster actual talent, so they're about sensationalism.
Who has time to pay somebody to be head of A&R and to work with artists and do interview prep and?
They have it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It's capitalism.
Yeah.
Thank you. I stand corrected. You're right.
That's why everything goes back to capitalism.
I stand corrected. You're right.
It's just certain people want to make more money.
Yep.
You're right.
So they rely on you to create your own buzz now, and now they're just picking from that rather than seeing something in somebody and like, let's build on that and see what we get.
You got me there because they definitely have it.
They got it.
It's all bottom line, man.
Look, when I was working in non-for-profit fundraising, one of the things that we talked about, what is the cost of raising $1? Okay, where can we cut corners here? As far, because you don't want to spend 97 cents to make $1.
Right.
Okay, and so if these entertainment companies across the board, we talked about the actors, and then we're talking about musicians. If you can find a way to only spend 10 cents to make $1,
right,
then that's what these companies are going to do. They don't care about the content. They don't care about how it may be hurting the culture,
because it's not their culture.
That's true. That's why I say you give. I'm just using it because we talked about it earlier. Sukihana, you give her this many pieces of silver to go over and say wild stuff on TV that's free. She's never going to get on a talk show. You don't want to pay for that, but you'll let her go as soon as she gets off the plane in England. say the most disgusting, degenerate things.
Come on, man.
And then all of a sudden, then it makes it to the shade room, and 2 million people see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when it's time for her to put out her song of whatever goofy foolishness that she puts out, then it'll automatically have that many more impressions.
Trash. It's trash. And you can say it and feel good about what you're saying.
You know, but
feel like
I would just, and the thing is, it's like, because I care enough about the culture of hip hop, I care enough about the artists, you know, because I can talk, I talk bad about Sexyy Red or who, once again, these are my children. And
she's your neighbor.
Wow.
I want better for my children than maybe, you know, the things that our parents because they were too busy doing other things and not paying attention to what we were actually saying, and maybe some of these things were cries for help. I want better for my children who are out here.
They don't want better.
You know what I've learned?
Because they run around like they don't have any parents or no kind of guidance whatsoever.
You know what I've learned?
And they don't want it.
No, they don't want it because once again they got the 50 pieces of silver and they think they've already made it. I'm at the BET Awards with a bunch of money in my hand.
Yeah.
I've made it.
What I've learned is as we age and as we get older, my aunt told me this. I actually saw my aunt. She told me this. She said, it's only so long you can tell grown folks. You can't make grown folks do anything. These are not 14-year-olds. Some of these, like, these are grown. These are adults. And it comes to a certain point where you can suggest. You can come from a place of love.
Oh, man.
But somebody that's grown, they gonna do what they want to do.
You gotta realize some of these people 18 and they got money, 18 and up with bread.
What you gonna tell them?
So you can't tell them they ain't grown.
What you gonna tell them?
You can't tell them nothing.
Well, yeah, because they're paying all the family's bills.
Exactly.
Yep.
So no one, you know, even if they work,
they good with whatever they do because they're fitting the bill for them. So of course they're gonna co-sign.
Why would I mess with or, you know, impede the progress of whomever has the bag?
Man.
Why would I do that? That's hustling backwards to, you know, make somebody mad that's paying all my bills. I'm gonna make sure you do what you got to do to make sure these lights is on.
Yeah. So if Pound Town is going to get my family out of the ghetto, go ahead and do as many Pound Towns as you need.
Hey,
Baby.
Sexyy first video that got her popping was her walking into a store being loud like that, talking about I'm trying to get some Henny and a Plan B.
Was that her?
That was her.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that? It was like her and a couple other girls.
I didn't realize
they
it
all
was her.
walked in there dancing, talking about trying to get some Henny and a Plan B.
Fast forward.
This is where we started at.
Fast forward, she's in England.
Come on, man.
Getting
Doing
on
the
an
same
international
thing.
tour. So it's about
wild.
what's rewarded, though.
That's wild.
It's about what's rewarded.
The path least resistance, sir. That's what it is.
Lowest common denominator.
Man,
the comments though. Just people were just. I'm talking about just vouching for.
oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, I could not believe.
Y'all need to respect her space and let her. Come on, man. Nah, this is bull.
And when you boil it all the way down, it's
What is it?
It's capitalism.
It is.
Because if you got money, you don't got to be smart.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
Did y'all see the one about? I think it was Elliott Wilson and Ebro calling out Drake about not speaking on black issues.
Man, I ain't really worried about that.
Because
What does he want him to say?
Here's the thing. Somebody made a point saying, well, first of all, he's from Canada.
I mean, he's still black.
That's what I was about to ask. Does that change?
His dad is from America, so I mean,
okay.
that has nothing to do with it.
It was spiked. It was some. There was an interview, I think, where it was a young lady. She was younger too. She's doing an interview with him, and they like laying in a big bed or something, and they doing an interview.
I ain't seen it.
And everybody's like, why has he never come to? And I think that's what the root of it really is about. Like, you know, why don't you sit down with us and talk about stuff that's going on in the culture and this and that? And he picks and choose. I
really don't care.
That's just
something I don't care about.
I ain't even ask you.
Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention.
Look, I don't know why we still put this, like,
because they cooking him like it's gaining steam.
You can't. Everybody does not wear that badge, that red badge of courage, to be able to speak up for a race of people or even a group of people.
Mm.
that's not his place.
No, and it shouldn't be his place, especially if he's not equipped to talk about it.
To talk about it.
Nah, miss me with all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Next.
No, I mean, look, this is the thing. We want too much for sometimes. Look, all of our entertainers not equipped to be entertained, or to not be interviewed or questioned about things that do not pertain to their talent and entertainment. Sometimes I don't want. When something happens in the world, these people do not know how to answer follow-up questions. So please don't ask them things hoping you're going to get something deep. Chances are you're not. Ask them about their music. Ask them about what champagne they like to drink and what car they're driving. Don't ask them about what's happening in the Ukraine. They don't know.
Yeah, some of these are the same people you went to school with, and you wouldn't ask them certain questions. You know what I'm saying? Money does not automatically authenticate you to be able to speak on any subject. It just doesn't.
I mean, Lil Wayne said racism doesn't exist.
Yeah,
he did.
Obviously, that's not
with a straight
true.
face. With a straight face.
But since he has money,
He's like, I don't
And then
know.
but then again,
ma'am, I don't understand. I was like, what?
well, this is what happens because when Lil Wayne says
Money.
something like that,
Capitalism.
his words wind up getting weaponized
Yeah.
against the people who are actually doing the work and the
Right.
research and understanding
Right.
that racism and systematic racism specifically is still a thing. And so they'd be like,
Well,
look
Lil
at
Wayne,
what Lil Wayne said.
Lil Wayne said it.
So, I mean, that's why you don't ask rich they live in a bubble. Lil Wayne doesn't know what's really going on. He moves from mansion to mansion, boat to boat, private plane to private plane. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's his life he has earned through his artistic expression. But you've got to understand, when you ask him certain questions, a white man can be nice to him one time and he'll be like, okay, well, racism doesn't exist because it didn't happen to me.
Speaking of safe, we talked about Dre being safe. He says Drake, who has never shown up, and y'all know I'm the biggest Drake fan on this show. He says Drake has never shown up to have anything to say about anything going on in society with black folks or anything other than himself.
That's
I
fine.
honestly don't.
I knew
need
y'all
to
was
hear
gonna
it.
say. I knew y'all was gonna say that. I knew y'all was gonna say that.
Kanye took that path and just never said nothing.
I don't need more.
He's not running for office, so
I
why
don't
do I
need
care?
more non-readers to talk about what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
I don't need it.
for sure.
All right.
Entertain me.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
You're an entertainer.
Yeah, that's all I need.
And plus, like, Elliot, if this is how you feel and you've interviewed
The Ebro,
him,
and that comment was
Elliot,
Ebro.
Ebro, whoever, y'all probably got Drake's number or somebody close. Tell him this. Don't do this for clicks. Don't do that.
See, because at the end of the day, the end result is about trying to get him obviously to pop out and come to.
Now, if
your
he says something
program.
that looks corny,
Right. It's gonna be like, yeah, they pressured him to say something, and I don't want you stumbling over.
Now,
you know,
if he
trying to-
decides to do the work and educate himself, and then he feels like talking about that stuff, then
that's different.
Then I feel like the impact that somebody like Drake could potentially have on society makes sense, and that's probably what they were leaning towards.
I agree,
But if it's not him, then it's not him, and you can't force one person to be that.
and it's coming off as, you know, it's just him being labeled with kind of like what Jay Moore alluded to with Rhapsody. It's like it's his responsibility as one of the biggest star in pop culture to speak on XYZ, and it's like, to Terry's point, everybody's not equipped.
It's his responsibility if he injects himself into that.
Right.
He is a pop star. We've said that since episode
Multiple
1.
times. Yes.
He's a pop star that raps.
Yeah.
He's not KRS-One. You know what I mean?
Got nothing to say after that. That's well said.
I kind of like the Hov exhibit though.
Let's
Did you
talk about
guys?
it.
Did
No.
you guys see any?
I
They
don't know.
recreated the Baseline Studios.
I knew what you're talking
Just Blades was there.
They put he put lyrics over the whole front of the library.
In
Yeah, the
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Library.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a huge exhibit celebrating, you know, obviously on the 50 years of hip hop. But it's what I did see was people being upset about the lack of representation from Rockefeller throughout the exhibit.
But it's a Jay-Z exhibit.
But what the devil's advocate people are saying there is no Jay-Z without
Dame Dash.
Dame, without Beans, without Kanye, without Just Blaze was there.
Timbaland.
I knew, well played.
You said Just Blaze was there.
He was there because they recreated Baseline, which looked dope because it looked literally like the studio from, you know, when you watch Fade to Black or you seen videos in there. But a lot of people were looking for Bleak. Bleak wasn't there. Tata wasn't there. Now who's to say they didn't show up now? Because you know how people take stuff
Who is
around.
Tata?
That's his homeboy.
You know, yeah, you know him.
His
No, I
right
don't.
hand man.
That's why I asked.
The little short.
Oh, okay.
dude.
I thought you. Okay. Well, either way, man. A lot of people were saying I didn't see any of these people throughout the exhibits to kind of show this is how he became who he was. It's just all Jay. Now it's called the Book of Hov, so clearly it's about one person, right? But how do you guys feel about the Rockefeller people not being involved?
It's not a Rockefeller exhibit.
Okay.
For one, like they said, it's called the Book of Hov.
That's what it's called.
His lyrics are on the outside of this library.
Right.
It's highlighting his personal achievements, which was done under the umbrella of Rockefeller Records.
Right.
But without Jay-Z, there would be no Rockefeller Records, correct?
Can't argue with that.
I mean,
shout to Biggs.
let him have his shine. I mean, there's going to be a time, I'm sure, where there'll be a Rockefeller exhibit, gathering of such, a reunion possibly even.
Right.
Who knows? But, I mean, this is Hov's moment. His wife is on a worldwide tour. He's being praised by his hometown's library with a dope exhibit. It makes me want to take a trip out there.
Looks very good. Looks very good.
So I mean, you can throw rocks and just make your own decision on what should have been done. But I mean, you wasn't with him shooting in the gym. That.
Look, there's always going to be somebody that has something to say about.
No, the people saying it weren't.
The people saying it weren't.
That's true.
Agreed.
That's true.
Go ahead, Jay Moore.
There's always going to be somebody that says, well, what about this? Look, there's somebody when they saw Straight Outta Compton be like, where's Above the Law, Michelet and Arabian Prince? Sorry, man, we only got so much time and so much space.
Sounds like a bunch of movies you just named.
I hate you.
Above the Law, Arabian Prince.
I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Everybody knows the story of Jay-Z knows who was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is Jay-Z's exhibit.
And those comparisons that you had with Straight Outta Compton, that ain't Beans and Freeway and all them. Come on now, that's a little bit different, bro. Like Beans and these are successful solo artists.
The most
Freeway,
but
the most important people that should have been involved with anybody would be Dame.
Agreed.
Would be
Biggs.
Would be Kanye even.
Kanye.
But I mean,
he couldn't see though because he probably have a mask over his
on.
face.
Yeah.
Had to lead him through there.
Extra big shoulders.
Yeah, and barefoot. He been walking around barefoot.
Barefoot with boot tops.
Yeah.
Imagine wearing boots, but you're also barefoot. That's a Kanye thing, probably.
Is that gonna catch on, Terry?
A boot with the whole bottom out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bottom out boots.
Bottom out
I
boots.
want my residuals, please.
Yeah, let's go ahead and trademark
They're gonna
that.
be $600. They're gonna be $650 at this next pop up shop.
That sounds a little cheap.
But yeah, I saw some pushback about the lack of involvement on the exhibits with the Rockefeller crew.
I mean, but we already know him and Dame ain't on the best of terms.
We do.
We don't know what his relationship is like with Memphis Bleak. All we know is he said as long as he's alive, he's a millionaire.
I'm assuming obviously I'm not tapped in, but I'm assuming they cool based off stuff like that. It was good.
I want to say Bleak runs a portion of Rock Nation or something.
He may. I think he got his own label too.
I don't even know.
Bleak got his own imprint. It was good to see Just Blaze in there with the recreation of Baseline. That was really dope. I mean, Ninth Wonder would have been dope to see.
Everybody can't come.
in. But everybody can't come. Everybody can't come.
Yeah. Ninth Wonder did one song.
But there's a lot of.
But he is Rock Nation, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Like Terry named.
That's Rock. That's not Jay.
Yeah, but there's when you talked about the higher people on the totem pole.
Young Guru.
Young Guru was there.
Yeah, which I would expect.
He should be there, but he wasn't on any of the quote unquote artwork or whatever. But
it's not their display.
Yeah,
it's not. It's called. It's the Book of Hov.
That's kind of like at your graduation party.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any of your friends' pictures on the walls or the teams you played for? Were they instrumental in your graduation party?
Maybe.
I mean, if you was in one of the photos, we was in sports, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't them. Yeah, they weren't the center.
Because you know why?
It was my graduation.
Your
party.
name is the only one on that diploma.
Yeah.
Kind of like this is Jay-Z's rite of
The
passage.
story of
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
this is his rite of passage, man.
I like that comparison. Yeah, I like
And
that.
it doesn't mean, and the thing is, it doesn't mean as long as people can calm down with it, it doesn't mean there won't be a Rockefeller exhibit sometime.
That's
in
what
the
I'm
future.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? This is for Jay.
But we're in the era where everybody got to try to start something. So it's always something wrong with
everybody
everything.
needs a participation trophy, and like if you don't, I'm sorry, but anytime you pay tribute to someone, there's going to be somebody that you could possibly leave out. Whenever you do an autobiography, or you see one of these biopics, there's something that's left out. Especially
you're gonna run into that. You're gonna run into that fourth grade teacher that's gonna be like, "Why you ain't put me in the book?"
You can't put it all.
You know what I'm saying?
there.
I'm working on one right now. You can definitely
I better
a lot
be.
of stuff.
I better be in there in your book. If I ain't in there, I'm
not talking about my book. I'm talking about
I was about to say
the autobiography documentary I'm working on.
Yeah, offended. I better be in
exactly.
book.
This is.
I'm offended.
You just sitting here. You didn't even know what he was talking about. You'd be like, well, I need to be in there.
Yeah, I'm back page.
I know I'm in there.
I feel like deep down, this is like your Dr. Dre moment where you're just trying to be polite, but you actually do kind of feel offended for Memphis Bleak right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what, man? Terry's graduation comparison, that kind of swayed me, man. I didn't see it that way because he's absolutely right. It was about me 100% at my party.
I would look at it.
I like that one.
I look at it from this angle. If they were included, cool.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not, it's not about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Because you keep saying it, and we all say it. We're all saying the Book of Hov. It's not the Book of Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, if you want to simplify it and break it all the way down, that's it at face value.
Yeah.
The Book of Hov. So, I mean, I just saw it floating around. People was
Come on, man.
pulling stuff out there.
People love hating Jay-Z.
Oh,
They
man.
love to find a reason to hate Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just
It gets worse as he get older too.
when
Which
we
is
talked
crazy.
about last week when I said, look, there are people at who get to a certain point, like when we talked about Drake, who will listen just so they can. I know people who dislike Jay-Z so much, but boy, when that album comes out, they're in there with
Probably the first one listening.
They're in there with a microscope, just ready to tear things
pick apart everything.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
The hate listens still count.
They still
listens.
count.
Them streams count. That's
You
facts. That's facts.
It's not like back in the day you might have got a promo CD and then
Right. Somebody paid for that promo.
Yeah. But no, it's nothing. Now everything has been, to the point where it's monetized. So even hate is monetized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Jay Moore, that's hate being monetized and negativity being monetized. Just go on YouTube and just look. Everything is somebody versus someone. Somebody talking about somebody, especially as it relates to hip hop. Everything is this person snitch. We pulling up paperwork. We doing this snitch. That's all of the videos.
I'm sorry. I just caught wind of what Nicole said. I
What
didn't
did she
see that
say?
earlier. He says it's interesting. Back on our last topic, how Janelle Monáe and her boobies is liberating and revolutionary, but a brown booty-o is sad and disappointing. Wow, layers to that. I think the layers is
Watch yourself.
Well, I missed that one. Yeah.
Janelle didn't actually talk about her breast, her boobies.
To sis. Yeah.
She just kind of showed them to
Breasts.
you.
Oh, okay.
She just kind of showed them to you.
So what you're saying is Sexyy Red presented.
She presented or bent over and shows you the brown booty hole, I guess. I don't know. That's just something I'm not about. I don't know. That's somebody that is all about lyrics. Nicole, you know good and well that's a terrible lie. That is a terrible
That
lie.
whole song, that song is terrible.
She know better than that,
That's
don't you?
terrible.
P, you know better than that now.
Come on
I
now.
see where you going, but P, you know better.
I get it, but yeah, still. That's just kind of like, that's like Krishan Rock, who's walking around pregnant versus Rihanna walking around pregnant.
There's
Because there's kind of like, there's a line with, you can do the same
there's
thing.
taste involved.
Toothless and pregnant.
You can do the same thing and it'll still
the new
look
show.
different. It'll still look different, right?
Yeah.
So Janelle Monáe packages hers a little different than Sexyy Red. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I just seen that pop up and I thought it was hilarious.
Congratulations, Jay Moore. You just earned 100 comments.
No. That's going to be the title of the show. Toothless and pregnant.
Toothless
That'll
and
get you 100. Yeah, appreciate that, brother.
I think
It's just
everybody
like-
agrees with that, though.
But it's also like, and not to harp on this conversation, but I've noticed maybe in the last 2 or 3 weeks, like a bunch of hip hop media websites, they're just sharing Ice Spice and what she's doing just because they know that it's going to get clicks.
Yes.
You know, not because she's doing anything special. She's just like standing, or it's like, but
She looks good.
it's just it's just like clicking. It's just clickbait. It's literally just clickbait, and it's so obvious.
Pound down, go to pound down.
But anyways,
I mean,
It's a terrible song, Nicole. I'm sorry. Terrible.
but to your point, Lo, they know what they're doing. There's a method to it, and it's going to get the views that are necessary for these people to be successful.
yeah,
So-
right here, right. This just popped up on our culture feed. Coco Jones puts on a show in the rain. Who is Coco Jones?
Now wait a
Coco
minute now.
Jones
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
She plays on the Fresh Prince show.
Be careful,
Okay.
Lo.
She
The new
actually,
one?
yeah, the new
He
one.
said okay.
Okay.
So she is. Who does she play?
She plays Hillary.
Hillary. She's Hillary on that show, but she has music out as well.
She's
It's
actually
good.
talented
It
too.
is good music.
Her
So
music
she
is
makes good music.
She does make good music.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to my
She's
point,
been around for a long time though.
To
She was
my-
on the Disney Channel too.
to my point, this video that they're sharing right here,
What is it about,
I guarantee when I click on this, it's going to be her not really wearing anything.
Coco Jones or
no,
Ice
actually-
Spice? No, she had
It's
on
just
some
'cause
pants.
she's
She's
still
singing in the rain.
Yeah.
She's
That's
singing in the
what it
rain.
is.
Yeah, she's singing in the rain. All right.
You thought it was an
I
ice.
stand-
You
I
thought it
thought-
was an Ice Spice situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
nah.
is 90% of the time is what it is.
Plus,
And technically it still is because it's a woman wearing clothes, and they know that guys are going to be like, oh, she looks good, and they're going to click on that
And
just
they're like,
because.
oh, if it's raining, maybe we'll be able to see.
What? Come on.
Because a lot of this,
We know.
a lot of this
Come on,
clickbait
Jay
is just,
Moore.
it's just
It's-
it's appealing to the base level of men's
It
like,
really is.
poor judgment.
what you say, Jay Moore? Somebody had their fingers crossed before they clicked on this.
Yes, I'll tell you exactly what it is.
They wanted
It's
to
like, you know, like it'll be something that says, "Oh, Nicki Minaj has oops moment on so and so show," and people are gonna be like, "I don't care about Nicki Minaj, but let me see what this oops moment is
They
talking
said her
about."
booty fell off. I got to see this.
You know, and so like, and then her oops moment might be, "Oh, she dropped her microphone," and they'd be like, and people will be like, "Oh,
That ain't what I came here for.
Show me the skin.
Yeah.
That's about all I have. That's about all I have in me.
Shout out to Hov though.
Yeah, shout out to Hov, man.
yeah,"
It's-
and just guys, everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go, man. I'm sorry.
These are the same people, you know. These are the same people that wear the like the planes, paper planes hat, and think that's going to get them an invite to the Rock Nation brunch. You're not going to that
man.
either.
You're
You
never
can't even
going.
afford to go.
Yeah,
Look,
you're
there
never
are famous people who will be like, "Wait a minute, I've never been either."
Yeah.
going. Marlon Wayans was on the on the Breakfast Club hot because he ain't been invited.
What is a paper planes hat?
It's like the
They're like
He knows.
Rock Nation type. The paper plane is the symbol, the logo.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
like a paper plane with it almost
Black and
looks like
white
an American
stripes.
flag almost.
Oh, I didn't know.
Minus
The hats are
stars.
fire though. I
Yeah,
ain't
they
gonna
are.
hold you.
This is a logo.
Yeah, hats are fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Coco Jones though.
Yeah,
if you
she-
know. Yeah, if you know.
yeah. She
Nice.
got, you know, she has a song with of all people we talked about Justin Timberlake, and it is fire.
Yeah,
She
that's the remix because that one just came out last week.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, because you know, Justin Timberlake has returned from the woods.
Here you go.
I'm sorry. Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is the Justin Timberlake that isn't trying to."
Jay Moore, you
the
saying
Timberland Justin Timberlake.
Jay Moore,
Yeah.
you saying he ain't make no heat out there in the woods, brother?
No,
None.
could have kept.
Nothing but firewood.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Out there with his flannel and his
Yeah.
poorly manicured facial hair. No,
Knowing
that's not
good and
gonna
well.
get
He
it.
been on the Disney Channel since he was how old?
Long
Talking
time
about
ago.
Man of the Woods.
What were you saying, Long?
Anybody hear Black Milk's new project? Did it come out or was it just a single?
I think it's just. I think he
Just
just dropped the
single.
record. Yeah,
Haven't
I haven't
heard.
clicked on it yet. I haven't heard it yet.
I tried to listen
It's
to
dope?
that Ninth
I don't know. I
Wonder.
haven't heard
Ninth Wonder dropped a project with artist.
Oh,
Can't remember his name.
the dude with the Nipsey Hussle beard, the Mussolini. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've dropped a couple, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, they've worked on a few things.
Is he officially Jamla? I'd have to look that up.
I don't know.
He getting that work in like he a part of the roster over there.
Yep.
I'm still waving the flag for Killing Mike right now though.
Yeah.
That's my most consistently listened to.
Album of the year,
Yeah, me
from what
too.
I've heard.
You know,
The Atmosphere dropped a video today called Still Life. Really dope.
Yeah.
I was super impressed. And I'm a fan anyways, but It sounds
Man,
really
I don't
good.
even know the last time I watched a music video other than being at Wine After Work, watching old videos I've already seen.
It used to be a time when I got really excited about videos being dropped, but as we talked about with
You got that MTV or
oversaturation,
BET world premiere thing that came up. Yeah, that would be.
if you were outside, boy, that remember the time.
Michael Jackson would stop time.
His video
Man,
would come on all
TGIF
Come
right
on.
into Michael Jackson, if
come
I'm not
on,
mistaken.
15 channels all at once.
I remember when Hate Me Now came out, and that's when Diddy was mad because they were depicting Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it was a big,
he had old boy with that bottle of champagne.
yeah.
Mick Jenkins dropped a single last week called Smoke Break.
Shout out to Mick Jenkins.
I did
dope.
listen to that.
Jid's on it.
Yeah, I did listen to that last
Mick
week.
Jenkins is dope.
Yeah.
Mick Jenkins is dope.
Yeah,
Jid
I'm
is
big-
dope.
Top tier.
Yeah, Mick Jenkins doesn't really miss.
That's a good point.
I'm a big fan of Mick.
He drops heat.
Jid really don't miss either, though.
Nah, Jid don't either.
Just some rapping ass dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which
I
is
ain't
really all I ask. It's just be some.
Yeah, just rap well and, make good music.
Just rap well and make
It's
good
crazy how like this simple formula it just eludes people.
That's all I
But,
want.
yeah.
Well, somebody will be in the comments saying that don't mean that it's good just because
Nah, it is good, though.
That's what I said last week.
you did, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick, this was before we get out of here, this was submitted on Discord. We actually got a text message because it was related to Hov,
Talk louder into the microphone.
and it said
You're whispering.
Am I whispering? Oh, sorry. Who provided Jay-Z with the most heat through his career, producer wise? I say it's just Blaze, hands down, over Kanye.
It definitely wasn't Timbaland.
Stop that, man. Stop that, man.
Am I wrong?
You're not, but come
Yeah.
on, man. I got Just Blaze who's provided Jay-Z with the most heat throughout his career. Consistent heat. It's got to be Just.
I don't know. You know, those were peak Kanye years. when
Yeah.
he was-
I
It
don't
was
know.
Kanye or Just.
It's got to be.
probably.
It's between Kanye or Just.
Toss
right?
up.
I'm not missing anybody, am I?
No ID did a whole album with him.
No ID did. That's fair, but
I don't know if did he work with him before though?
Yeah, No ID did.
it was spotty. It
I think
wasn't.
No ID has always worked with Jay.
Yeah, they've worked together. No ID's popped up on some projects, but not to the extent of a
Extent of
Kanye or Just
Right.
Blaze. But does it really just come down to Kanye and Just Blaze? For
because
the amount of records,
they were just his most consistent collaborators at one point.
right?
You know, I mean, because we could talk about who did what on Reasonable Doubt and then Volume 1, but Volume 2, but when he really got into his bag as far as, especially with the soulful
Yeah.
records, you know, even when you talk about what was done
Blueprint.
on, you know, the Dynasty record,
Yeah,
you know,
Mhm.
you know, there's some,
I think Bink has standout records, but he doesn't have the volume. Bink's got records,
Oh, no,
but I don't think he has the volume. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he has.
It's got to be
Who
Just
did?
Blaze.
Because I there became a point where I stopped following Jay.
Mhm.
But who produced most of his stuff on like American Gangster and stuff like that? You guys knew?
Just is on American Gangster.
I mean, I could look it up, but
That's the one where Diddy came in like
I was listening.
85% when the album was done. It was like, yeah, it's just inspiring me. I want to be executive producer. I'm like, man, quit it.
You just want to check.
Thank you. Quit it. Yeah, it just take me back to the 70s, man. And I just watched the movie, fam. You just want to credit my boy. Quit it.
Gone.
all right, let me take a look.
Just Blaze. I know Just Blaze is on there.
yeah, I'm looking.
DJ Toomp is on there.
Okay.
He
All right,
did
let's go.
Sweet, if I'm not mistaken.
Go to-
No, not Sweet, but
Track listing.
Here we
Pharrell
go.
is on there.
Idris Elba.
Who said? Who
Right.
did Say Hello?
That's Toomp. I got
That's
it backwards. Yeah, Toomp did Say Hello.
Toomp.
Pharrell is on there. He did.
No ID did Success.
Yep.
Jermaine Dupri did Fallen. Just Blaze did American Gangster. Blue Magic was Neptune's.
Yep.
Neptunes did I Know as well.
Yeah, and
Which was
Ignorant-ish
fire.
Was Just Blaze.
Yep.
Diddy did Party Life. Sweet,
No, he didn't.
No, he
Rock
didn't
No, he
really do
Boys.
that.
No, he didn't.
No Hook.
No, he didn't.
Big G.
Absolutely
Or
not.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Sorry, Big D or Big D Entertainment did Hello Brooklyn. Diddy did Pray, American Dream.
Absolutely not. Quit it.
It says Diddy and LV.
Absolutely
Whoever
not.
LV. I don't know who LV is.
LV did it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, the Hitman.
There we go.
Yeah.
That makes
Stevie
more
J
sense.
probably did something.
Stevie
like that.
J 9 times out of 10
Stevie
did
J
that.
is not anywhere in these credits.
I bet if he wasn't named, he the Diddy ain't do it. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It says that he did.
No.
Just like
Quit it.
Khaled.
If it says it, it must be true.
If it's on the internet, it's true, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Just Blaze, man. It got my vote, man. I'm gonna go with Just Blaze.
Yeah, that's
All right, because but when we
What
get
am I
to
missing now,
Blueprint
Jay?
Leon
3,
Ware.
You know, now I'm just looking. Okay, Death of Auto-Tune is
Stop,
no ID.
man.
Run This Town, no ID.
That beat is fire.
Empire
Yeah.
State of Mind, somebody named Shucks.
Shooks.
That beat was
Shoots.
fire too.
Yeah, I just
On to the next one, Swizz Beats.
that's actually a good Swiss beat
That's a
though.
good record. Off that, Timberland. That's what we were talking about.
That was petty right there.
Venus versus Mars, get that out of here. Timberland.
Way out of here.
Already Home, no ID. The songs
That
I
beat was
really
fire
like,
though. That beat was fire though.
𝐀𝐄𝐃𝐃𝐒.
Reminder, Timberland. I don't even
Nah,
remember.
Kid Cudi was on that singing
Yeah.
the hook on
Stop,
Already
Lone.
Gone.
He knows that.
Young Forever, Kanye West. Yeah.
So ambitious.
So
That beat was fire
Yeah, I
for
love
that
real.
was
that.
the Neptunes. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Neptunies.
No ID shined on that album, yeah.
I tell you what, Pharrell is starting to get. Now that I think about Allure, I think about American Gangster, but still Just Blaze.
I
Man.
think I
Blaze.
misspoke last week when I said that Allure fits Jay-Z. I don't know if it really does.
I think
That
it did.
Allure is one of my favorite
Yeah.
tracks from Jay-Z.
I think that was a seamless fit, Long.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Allure fit.
I love it. It just takes me back to a moment, honestly.
Yeah.
And even when you finally watch you'll see that moment when he's humming the hook to him like it's already set. Like
Shouts to my plug. I got it.
you got it?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to watch it, bro. I think you're gonna like it. But yeah, I'm going with Just Bleezy. I don't know what they're saying in the chat, but all I see is a
It's probably Just
P
Blaze.
still in here. Yeah.
I still ain't really said. Am I going just
Yeah,
Blaze
who you got?
or
Who
am
you got? I
going
need-
Kanye. I don't know.
Kanye.
I'm not trying to disrespect Kanye. I'm just saying, for my bang for the buck, I'm gonna go with Just Blaze, man.
No ID has something to say in this
You think you got something to say about it?
Yeah.
He definitely does. He has some stake in it. Thing about it is, at one point, Ye was more focused on being an artist than being a producer.
Yeah.
So
True.
at that time,
They have watched the throne
Just
too.
Blaze kind of took the reins more
Man, that does
so,
count. doesn't it?
and then No ID kind of filled in those places where Kanye would have filled in. I mean, I probably have to say Just Blaze in.
Probably.
because when we get to the Black Album, the interlude
Man.
plays December 4th. Just Blaze.
Man,
Encore, Kanye West.
Encore was dope.
Change Clothes, the Neptunes. That was
Lucifer was dope.
Dirt Off Your Shoulder, Timberland. Threat, Ninth Wonder.
Ritz.
Threats,
Moment
pimp.
of Clarity, Eminem. So, yeah.
Lone hates that.
99 Problems, Rick Rubin. Public service announcement, Just Blaze.
Man,
Justify My Thug.
That
DJ
alone
Quick,
right
DJ
there.
Quick.
Lucifer, Kanye West.
That was
Allure,
tough.
Neptunes, my first song, Aqua. It's crazy how like you'll go through credits of and it'll be somebody that you've never heard of and never heard him do anything again. And have a song in the Jay-Z
I mean,
album.
there was
Retired.
There was
Yeah, straight up.
there's a group of dudes called named the Buchanans that did
they did What
More Can I Say, which was fire.
What more can I do?
Is that how it went?
It sounded good in my head.
That was a good track though.
Oh my god, man!
It really sounds like it should have been a Just Blaze track.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it.
And when they had that,
Who was that, Bink?
But then
no, the Buchanans produced that
Just Blaze did Hovey Baby.
one, which is fire.
Just Blaze did.
He did Show Me What
He
You
did
Got.
You Don't Know and the remix.
Come on,
He
man.
did Meet the Parents.
Come on, man.
Somehow, some way.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's got to be
La,
Just
la,
Blaze.
la.
That's why he was at the exhibit.
Yeah, I get it.
Just
Song
Blaze,
Cry.
and it's La la la.
Come on, man. Just Blaze.
Just Blaze.
I'm going with Just Bleezy, bro.
Yeah, I think he
I got
has
to
to
go
carry
with
the
Just
torch.
Blaze, man.
Yeah.
I think just from sheer hits,
Yeah.
sheer power.
He got powerful records, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on records we really still play today. Yeah.
True. They
Yeah.
still getting that run. That's facts. All right, man. I think that'll do
Put
it
a
for this
bow on it.
episode. Put a bow on it. Shout out to everybody that stuck around the chat. P, we see you. Everybody else that popped in. Mighty J Young was in the house tonight. Appreciate you as well. Meek Dog was in the building. Appreciate you as always. If I missed you, my apologies. newoldheads.com for all the education you need this year. If you see it, like it, sign up for it, subscribe to it. Take a look at our Patreon as well.
Hit that bell if you're watching on YouTube.
Yes, hit the notification bell to like. We appreciate all the support. Love y'all in the comments as well, good, bad, or indifferent. Especially the bad ones. Those are pretty fun.
No, let's not.
No, you don't like those?
No, man, I don't like bad comments, man. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of people.
He's tired of that level of engagement.
It's just like, man,
enough is enough, ain't it?
Like, just go to therapy.
There it is.
Just go to therapy, okay? Don't leave us,
Put on the art of war. And just sit back.
Go to therapy
and just enjoy yourself.
Go to therapy.
That was
man.
unnecessary, wasn't it, Terry?
No.
That's his own disposition.
Anyways.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.